Jim und Clarkson. All right, and welcome to the premiere episode of our new podcast feed and website. I am Jim, he is Clarkson, and we are, at this moment, the Life Masters. You might also know us as the Film Thugs. At this point, most likely, you will know us as the Film Thugs. Film Thugs is our almost 300 episode movie podcast that we have been doing for a while out of love. Now, a while back, I came up with this idea of answering questions that were written to an online advice columnist as if they were written to us, and calling it the Life Masters. We've been doing it for a bit, and then we decided, you know what, it's time for this thing to have its own feed. It's got to be its own show.
This baby's got to fly.
Here we are. Now, I've got a glass here with 21 questions in it, and I've pulled 3 out for us to do, because we're going to do our first 3 episodes today that are coming out this week.
Right.
And I've entitled each of these, and I think I'm going to, so these are the little loose titles that I'm going to give you to choose from. Love in the Time of Cholera, Suburban Drama, or Sexual Tantrum.
Well, Sexual Tantrum.
Sexual Tantrum. I was hoping you'd say that. All right. Here's the question.
Ooh, sexy!
Dear Life Masters, my honeymoon and marriage are in tatters because of 2 words I said on my wedding night. A few years ago, I was in a very intense relationship with Rick. When it ended, I swore I wouldn't become intimately involved with someone unless it was for life. I met Tom shortly afterward, and I knew he was the one. I shared with him my views on premarital sex, but didn't explain what happened or why. He completely supported me. We just got married and had a beautiful reception, spending the night at a hotel near the airport because we were going to Europe for our honeymoon. As things heated up between us, I accidentally said, "Oh, Rick." I realized my mistake immediately, and the look of horror on my face was met with the look of hatred on his.
Whoa.
Who's Rick? Why are you thinking about Rick when you just married me? It got really vicious. He called his parents and told them to set up a divorce attorney when he returned.
Oh.
Then he called my parents and introduced himself as your future ex-son-in-law. He asked them who Rick was and why I was moaning about him. I pleaded with him for a chance to set things straight, but he quickly got dressed and took his suitcase and my passport with him and told me not to follow him to Europe. The airlines couldn't help me because I didn't have my passport. And when they tried to page him, he refused to talk to me. He's not answering my calls, and the only text he's answered was one where I suggested couples counseling. He said he's not the one fantasizing about an old flame on our wedding night. I'm trying to get a new passport and wondering if I should get on a plane as soon as I can to try and salvage this. What should I do? Yes. Okay.
Hey, honey.
Yeah.
Look behind you right now.
Yeah.
See that bullet hole in the wall?
Yes.
You dodged that.
Yeah, you dodged the shit out of that. This was a guy, okay. Calling your parents, calling his parents. What kind of fucking man does that?
Oh, my God.
Okay, and I'm going to tell you, had this been me, had I been the dude,
Right.
Oh, Rick, I would have busted her balls about that forever.
Oh, yes.
I would have, Rick? Really? Rick? Oh, how about you ask Rick for it? Fucking first restaurant that we went to where we had to leave our name, Rick, party of 2. I would, because you know what? Yeah. I'm sorry, you sort of walked into it. It might be a little embarrassing. The only way to diffuse the embarrassment is to make a fucking joke of it.
Right.
This guy tantruming out over this.
It sure sounds like he was looking for a hole.
Oh, yeah. He was looking for a reason. Like, I have said this so many times, and I stand by it. When somebody is looking for a thing to piss them off, invariably they're going to find it.
Sure.
Now, let's take a step back and let's look at the way he reacted, because here is my rule on emotional reactions. Your immediate reaction to something is emotional and can be forgiven as such.
Sure.
You can freak out and overreact, but it's an immediate emotional reaction. That's what it is. An hour later, you have had time to think about it. Any emotional feeling you're having at that point, any actions you're taking are at that point a choice you are making. So you let slip the wrong name on a wedding night. And his response is, call my parents immediately, tell them a divorce, not talk to you about it,
No.
chew you out over it, look of hatred, go to town on I'm your future ex-son-in-law, and then take your passport and go on the fucking, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
If he's that hurt, you know what he should say? You know what? Enjoy Europe. I'm gone.
Right.
Not, I'm taking your passport and going to Europe
How
and
mad is
fuck
this
you.
motherfucker? When did you say this?
Yeah.
When he's kissing your neck or like, all right. I mean, come on. I can maybe use some context to understand this guy's explosion.
But all in all, I think you.
Oh, Ricky. Oh, Richard. Maybe? Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. It strikes me as a very immature man-child who is looking for a reason to get pissed off.
Yeah, kind of like my immature joke I just made. But hey.
But hey,
That's what I do.
You weren't a bag of dicks about it. Honestly, it's that. This is one I look at like, you are correct. You dodged a bullet, dear.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a bad guy.
What happens when something of real weight comes down?
Yeah. I mean, this is what the shit. You just married me. How dare? Now, the only thing I can see on that is, I didn't want to have premarital sex, so we didn't. And then his only thought is, oh, so you won't have premarital sex, but apparently when you're having sex, all you think about is Rick, so therefore you must have. But even then, who cares? This guy, this wounded child.
He cares a lot.
Who needed to tantrum out at something. I'm
Oh, that's awesome.
Stunned. You made a big mistake, and he is giving you an out.
Yeah.
So you know what you do when somebody shows you a door?
You walk through it.
You walk through it, because
congratulations.
This guy's a bag of shit, and you're better off without him. I think we've sorted that. Well, in general, anytime you're going out with somebody, if you're able to spot early on that they are looking to get mad about shit, looking to take shit in the worst way possible, and are really, really reluctant to forgive, that is a symptom of them being kind of a dick.
Yeah, these are things you needed to work out. Chances are you knew this about him before you married.
Yeah.
And when those enough red flags go off like that, you follow. You knew this motherfucker had a hair trigger.
Yeah.
That's probably why you had Rick on the mind.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah.
Sorry
about that. Damn.
Sorry about your damn luck.
That sucks. But you know what doesn't suck? The fact that we're going to be back later this week with another question to answer. I think, what do we want? Love in the Time of Collar or Suburban Drama?
Suburban Drama.
Suburban Drama up next. So join us next time. In the meantime, email us at thelifemasters@gmail.com or call us at 512-666-RANT. And hit us up on Twitter or Facebook. Both of those are The Life Masters. Until next time, you take care. You tantruming bitch. Jesus, what an asshole. Oy.